Zenless Zone Zero is the newest Hoyoverse game, which I've talked about a couple of the others before on this channel. Now, while I think the game itself is a bit meh at the moment, I'm still going to get the platinum, and I still like it enough to want to talk about it for a little bit, so that's what I'm going to do. The platinum is, for the most part, fine. A lot of the trophies are for the story missions, and obviously I'm not going to break down all of them because that would get pretty boring pretty quickly. But outside of that, there are some actually decent trophies. First though, I'll quickly say that if you disagree with my opinion at any point, that's cool. Not trying to change your mind, just like you won't change mine. I guess I'll start by saying that the minimum level you need for the platinum is 50, as you need to level a character and a weapon to level 60, which is only possible at that level. Now, I've been playing since launch and doing dailies and all the commissions and whatnot, and I'm level 45 at the time of writing, so a little bit more before I hit level 50. I'm gonna guess this is gonna happen some point during 1.1. I think people have put the exact EXP requirements out on the internet, but personally I'm not that interested in that. I know I'll get there eventually, I don't need the exact numbers. A solid 16 of the trophies are for clearing the main story, at least what's out at the moment, with another 7 being for the character stories. Like I said, I don't have a lot to say in detail here. I guess I'll say that the story as a whole didn't really grip me at all, and I really wish it did, but hopefully they'll improve that in future updates. If I remember correctly, to do all of these you have to be level 38 for the final character story, but as you need to be 50 for the platinum anyway, not an issue. I will say that I was able to do most of the trophies before even thinking about building my characters. Like, I leveled them and their skills and their weapons, but I have not started farming discs yet, which is where the majority of your stats are going to come from. In fairness, the main reason for this is not just because I'm lazy, but also because I read somewhere that you don't get gold discs until level 45. No idea if that's true, I just read it and figured it sounds true, it's probably right. After all, why would anyone lie on the internet? The main reason I've decided to now start building properly is because of the Holo Zero core difficulty. I don't doubt that I could do it without it, but the damage is so little that I do, I'd rather just build so it goes quicker. And hey, once they're built, I'll probably be able to just breeze through the rest of the content without worrying, going off their previous games. I did get lucky though and get a good amount of S ranks, including the 2 limiteds in 1.0, which I'm happy with, as there's no way I'm spending money on this game. I don't like it nearly enough. I'll quickly go over some of the other trophies that are fairly simple. 200 observation data will come to you as you do the commissions. Yes, you have to play the TV game a bit, which I know people don't really like. Personally, I don't mind it so much when it's used for puzzles, but I'm really not a fan of it being used to tell the story. Maxing Inky the Cat's trust takes a while, unless you try hard it, which I'll get to. He's a little cat around 6th Street, and I'm not really sure if there's any strategy or pattern to what choices you need to pick for his trust to increase, so I always just tried to feed him, as even if it didn't work, there's no negative consequence. You don't get a decrease from him not wanting to eat. How I did this is I spent an afternoon progressing time with quick commissions to get him to appear so I can get him to max level quickly. Probably took a few hours like that, but if you're not tryharding it, you'll get it at some point. You also need to level the video store. I have no idea how this actually works, but there's an NPC that you talk to in the store to level it up. After doing the requirements, and the fact that I got this trophy while never looking these requirements up should tell you how easy they actually are. Then there's your proxy primers, which are essentially your beginner missions for people that know other gadget games. None of these are too difficult, but once again, sometimes you need to reach certain levels or progress far enough into the story to unlock the various things they want you to do. Overall though, really easy to do once you unlock everything. There's no trick to it or anything. Then we get to probably the most interesting trophies related to certain commissions. These are the Prophecy and Bang Boo Limbo. Now both of these are hidden, aka don't show up on the map or the area select screen, whatever you want to call it. You need to speak to unmarked NPCs to unlock them. I forget the specifics, you can easily find the time and who the NPCs are by looking it all up. If I remember, for one of these you need to be level 40 and the other at 42. It's not just a matter of completing these commissions though, you need to beat them with the best possible ending for each of them. Bang Boo Limbo is the quickest to explain. Basically, you need to get to the ending part of this in the fewest moves so that the Bang Boo is still alive, or functional. Would you say they're alive? They're like robots. Anyway, you can either trial or error to figure out the fastest route, or you can just look up the answer online. It is relatively simple once you know the route. The Prophecy though is maybe my favorite of the TV minigames. Instead of fighting normally in the kind of repetitive and a bit boring normal combat, it kind of plays out like an old 90s RPG, where you have stats that you raise and NPCs to talk to and specific quests to do. To get the best possible ending for this, you need to befriend all 14 Bangbu around the map before beating the final boss. This commission can easily take a while, probably hours if you don't know what you're doing, and I think you actually can lose the ability to get the true ending. Only if you mess up though. My main tip is only attack the one with red names, the evil ones. The others normally need you to do a quest of some sort. And there's also powerful items in this that raise your stats really quickly. I really like this commission, can you tell? And that is basically everything you need to do for the platinum. I'm sure I missed some trophies, but that's because they really aren't that interesting to talk about, not too difficult, you'll probably get them naturally without worrying about it. As I think has been pretty obvious throughout, I'm not the biggest fan of the game, not a hater or anything, but I do think a lot can be improved. I will probably stop playing on the reg once I get the platinum, but hey, that's not to say I won't ever return. In fact, as I'm addicted to this trophy hunting thing, I'm sure I'll be back once they add more, and who knows, maybe things will be improved to the point that I want to stick around. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the game, and have you gone for the platinum, or the equivalent if you're not on PlayStation? Oh, do you have a favorite character? That's a good question. Let me know all of that and more, and if you enjoyed the video, press like on it, and why not subscribe so you have easy access to my other videos, both old and new. For now though, I'm off, hunt them tropes, and I'll see you next time.